Hello and welcome to session 51 of Dreamers of Kiriak. We're still going.
We are.
With Dreamer of Kiriak and Freelancers of Kiriak, I guess. One of them is a fishing man, not a fish man. When we last left the party, they were on a boat. We're beginning the boat arc now. We've had other boat arcs. This is going to be the good one. Hopefully, fewer drugs involved.
I've got a lot of drugs.
You do have a lot of drugs, yeah.
Literally.
They're Chekhov's drugs at this point. They're just waiting to find their way into some sailors' internal organs.
No, they will.
And
they were exhausted because a bunch of drugs fell on them.
Is that right?
I was about to ask that because that sounds...
yeah.
That sounds plausible.
We saved against it.
Yeah.
They didn't when drugs rained from the heavens.
Yes,
they, got really
they were
high
very
and
productive
Are you
for like 60
susceptible?
seconds. They became godlike.
How are you
And then-
susceptible to drugs? You
roll really
exude
bad?
drugs.
I do. My
But she also embraces the drugs.
Yes, Asha has developed special extra pathways for these drugs to affect her brain, so
body
was-
literally secretes drugs.
the party had chartered this ship after it was revealed that Himrin could just make gold rain from the sky. And the captain seems to be trying to get Himrin to just provide everything. They threw off all their cargo to lighten the ship.
He offered.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I think the captain kind of assumed Pimrin was going to feed everybody. I don't remember if Pimrin actually
Pimrin
offered
said he
that.
would.
Okay.
I
They
asked
threw all
for,
the food overboard.
Yeah, it was 1/3 fish and then 2/3 barely edible seaweed, I think was what Pimmerman ended up feeding.
Yes. That fell in just gigantic sheets from the heavens.
Yeah, and everybody got one sip of
Yes.
mead or something.
And the sailors' morale is at an interesting level at this point. In the middle of the night, there was a big ol' barrel that the sailors pushed off, and by big ol' I mean gigantic barrel that the sailors pushed off the side of the ship somehow. And then the ship was going real fast, and I think it was Pimrin went into the water. Was it Pimrin or was it Asha?
It was Pimrin.
And there's a big old spaghetti-o man with its four legs clamped on the back of the ship, and it's just through his mouth flow the waters of the sea, and there pusheth the shipeth.
Uh-oh, spaghetti.
Uh-oh, spaghettios. The eyeballs are hairy also. It got two of them. Lots of hairs, only two eyes. At this moment, Pimran, the ship is moving pretty quickly. I don't know what kind of a swim speed you got going on here.
My swim speed is equal to my walk speed. 30
Gotcha.
feet, I could dash if I need to. I've got spells I could use if I really need to. But
If you dash, you should be able to keep up fairly well.
okay, cool.
As long as you don't swim into the outflow, the exhaust of the spaghetti exhaust.
That makes sense, yeah. I don't want to touch the spaghetti exhaust.
And up above, I think Nine was still just sleeping. He woke up because there was somebody trying to feed him drugs.
I'm staring into the water because I had to give this nerd my lantern.
Yes.
That's right.
And Asha and Salir, what are you doing?
I believe I was asleep.
Okay.
And Slayer was up on deck. It was the one that saw the barrel go.
Yes.
I also beat up a bunch of sailors.
You did.
What
They
they're
seem
there
to
for.
prefer that to telling you what the captain was up to. I know there was one sailor in particular you were just kind of going ham on, if I remember right.
You tied one to the mast and went ham on another one, I think.
I tied one to a mast. I think I knocked out one. I threw another one into another one.
I think both of those got knocked out by it. Yeah. And they said the captain has done this before several times. And also the captain will potentially murder them if they talk. And also, The captain cannot be found with locate objects on the ship at the moment, I believe, was the outcome of.
And he's done what before? Release the spaghetti-o?
Apparently,
Okay.
I don't think we've clarified that yet.
yeah, there wasn't any clarification. So what do y'all do?
Well, I pop up out of the water and I say, "Well, the boat's fast now. That's good."
Yes, says the sailor. That's what happens.
Well, as long as the boat's fast, I don't really care much.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of secrecy for no reason. Are we still going in the right direction?
Can you give me a perception roll to see if the direction's changed? Do you have boat skill?
No.
Understandable.
17.
You're pretty sure the ship's going in more or less the same direction? You're, it's not exactly your area of expertise.
Pimrin does have boat tools, but he is oddly trusting for the pathological liar that he is.
Understandable, I guess. Salir, what are your thoughts about this?
Does Nine look like he needs help beating people up?
He does not. Has Nine ever looked like he's needed help beating people up?
Well, yeah, aside from the time he was laying flat on the ground with the thing with all the eyes.
There was one
That
time
turtle
I
was
ran
pretty
away, too.
powerful.
And that time that you ran away while
Yeah.
Goras was getting
There-
his ass
there's
kicked.
also that.
And the other time you ran away.
Generally speaking, though, Nine is generally pretty good at beating people up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And-
No, I'm just going to make sure nobody like sneaks up behind.
Okay.
And whacks him in the head.
You have a good vantage point, and if any of the sailors were idiotic enough to try to make a move on Nine, you would easily see it.
Yep. But I don't want to interrupt his fun. He seems to be
Yes.
enjoying himself.
Do you leave off beating the sailors, Nine?
I mean, I ran out of reasons to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to
Find
bed.
some more.
And by bed, I mean horse.
Nine goes back to horse, and Asha is still asleep.
Yeah, none of that woke me up, apparently.
All's well that ends well, I suppose.
Very hard for them to replace that big ass barrel.
Yeah, I suppose so.
You, by the way, didn't see the barrel under the water.
Well, we are moving quite fast. It might just be quite a ways behind us. at
And
this point.
it doesn't, it has not returned to the surface. If it might have returned to the surface.
Barrel Nancy.
A very powerful school of magic.
It's just all regular skulls with barrels.
It's alchemy style from Monster Hunter. Well, if none of y'all do anything more and go to bed, the night will pass, morning will come, and there's about half the crew on the ship compared to how many there used to be.
I was busy.
The ones that Nine brutalized are among those present. The captain is back and is just kind of smells like squid. Very old squid.
You're gonna say spaghettios.
Are we still going fast?
You are still going quite fast, yes.
Squid Gettios.
Squid idiot.
Good morning, she says. I trust you all had a uneventful night last night. Slept pretty deeply, I bet.
Oh, for a nice swim by moonlight was nice.
Oh?
Did you feed
Yeah.
the rest of the crew to the Spaghetti-O?
The captain seems to think about this for a long moment. Technically, no.
Did you fuse a bunch of the crew together? into
I,
a spaghetti?
let's not get into details.
We can get more crew, Nine.
I have exactly. Yes, they are so easy to come by.
She knows what a
And
spaghetti is.
I want to clarify, just in case anybody might have a problem with it.
Did
Everybody
they know?
signed a contract knowing this might be an eventuality.
Did we?
No,
Oh,
none of you, the crew.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
It's those who died would be paid very well, or their families would be paid
Oh,
very
yeah.
well. Which is, why I chose the ones without any families first.
The
Of course,
crew
it's
rolled
just
a
good
great big
business.
ass
But
barrel off the
but yes,
deck of the
this
ship last night.
the good old boy pushing the ship along will be with us until we arrive at our destination.
You have to
Excellent.
ask
He was, he's
Cameron
making it
about the
awful
thing that's
fast.
in the water. and
Yes, he
pushing the
is.
boat. And you
I
just-
assume he told you and you told me, and I've got third-hand information.
I
It's
have-
very accurate.
I came up from the water and I said the boat's fast now and nothing else.
Oh.
Yeah, I have no idea what.
So Nine doesn't even know to
I
ask about
don't know. Mine
Spaghettios.
looked under the water. He might have known about it.
I don't know.
I was just like,
Oh,
yeah,
and
it's
I
fast
beat
now.
the shit out of some people last
And
night. for
thankfully,
no apparent
there
reason.
were no more materials required, so we should be able to get to the little stop along the way, which is directly on our path. Just we're not making any kind of detour at all. It's
So
just,
you
it's
said.
just
Okay,
kind of a
fair
just
enough.
kind of a short stop.
You're
And
very adamant about that.
yes, I wanted to be
Suspiciously
I wanted to
adamant.
be perfectly clear because it's very important that my honesty is communicated adequately to you,
Where the hell
my
did
my
you go?
clients.
Like you communicate where the crew went.
Somewhere on the way.
Yeah, they're somewhere
okay.
else. They're not coming back.
They're
They were
spaghetti.
probably. in
I
that
wouldn't
big
ask them
barrel.
too much
They got
about it.
thrown overboard.
Did we stop at another
Oh.
place on the way to let
What'd
them
they
off
do?
last night while we were all
I
asleep?
don't know. It was a big.
We
barrel.
didn't stop. They certainly stopped. Yes,
I
they-
see.
I suppose from a certain point of view they are still alive. If that makes you feel any better.
Yeah,
That's
that
all I
makes me
need.
feel better.
They sort of live on in our hearts in a sort of way. They are conscious, just somewhere else, and their bodies aren't here anymore.
You know,
And if they were to come
All of
back
that is
here,
very contradictory.
don't worry about it too much. It's
They live on in our hearts. They're conscious.
if I just kill you, we don't. Like you already did the thing.
why on earth would you kill me?
So you stop trying to take us to a nondescript island completely out of our path and murdering people.
I wasn't aware any of that would be a problem. You really should have done a better job of communicating this beforehand. I'm not going to have a conversation with somebody who's threatening to kill me. We are going to... we'll stop off in a good 8, 9 hours, maybe? I don't know. I kind of don't want to go back
We
and
did
check.
pay for a fully staffed ship, and you no longer are providing a fully staffed ship. I think we should only have to pay half
Well, we
price.
haven't actually paid anything yet.
Okay, only pay half price.
I don't remember the number of crew being a part of the contract. And unfortunately, I don't have the contract on me right now, but I just believe it said there would be a ship and it would be fully crewed.
It is
And-
not fully crewed.
Well, the needs of a ship change based on its method of locomotion. If we were just relying on our sails, we need a lot more crew to, do all that stuff. If we were propelling ourselves with oars, we'd need a whole bunch of indentured.
Are you trying to sacrifice
People.
us to a squid?
No, why on earth would I do that? You're my clients. If all of you got eaten, how would I get paid?
Yeah, we haven't paid them yet. They've got no reason to.
But it was a very good guess. It is a sort of squid-like sort of thing I'm going to ask you to assist me in eliminating from this location that we're going. I have tried many times and lost many
How large
people.
of a squid like?
It is considerably larger than the ship, or it was
Ah.
about 10 years ago. It could have gotten bigger since then.
Well, if we cut a big enough chunk off of that, that'll feed us for the rest of the trip.
The problem with squids is they go bad very quickly.
Well,
As
it'll feed
I-
us tonight.
Yes, that is a certitude. Is that a word? I don't know if that's a word. It doesn't matter.
If you just told us about this earlier, we probably could have just abducted the squid to us, or at least
I-
tried to.
What?
Yeah.
You
Does it have
What's
like
he
a
talking
home?
about?
Does it have
So
like a
why
home
don't we
turret
just go where
advantage?
we're going, and then
Yeah.
we'll have the squid abducted onto dry land where it can't do a damn thing?
Bigger things are harder to abduct. You'll probably say no if it's bigger than the ship.
Well,
I don't think you're
But
going to
then
be able to kidnap
we'll
the
already be where we're
monstrous
supposed
beast.
to be.
Hmm.
At that point, we won't give a shit.
I suppose if you manage to kidnap the monstrous beast, you're free to do with it whatever you want. If you can get it out of the little cave that it's been hiding in. But you know, as I said, it's bigger than the ship, so you can't really put it on the ship.
It lives in the water.
She is making the ship
Yes.
go real fast right now.
Well,
which I
maybe
do
it's not
appreciate.
hard to
I
abduct
thought
something
it
large
was
if it's
something
close.
else that was
Well,
making
I
think
have
she did
no
that.
idea what you're talking about.
Well, that's fine. We don't know what you're
Is
talking
this
about.
a kind of is this a sort of magic thing?
You don't need to know.
All right.
Isn't the ship going fast because of a magic thing?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
How are we supposed to fight a squid underwater?
We abduct it
I-
onto land.
But underwater's not that hard, now.
Aren't you all really magic? He told me you were all really magic. I thought that people could
Who?
just kind of like fly through the water if they're really magic.
Who told who were really magic?
I'm kind of magic. I wouldn't say I'm really magic.
I could have sworn that when I asked you whether all of your friends were really magic like you didn't tell me no, which is essentially telling me yes.
Well,
I feel like you've lied to me
That
a
won't
little
hold
bit.
up in court.
yeah, I do that a little bit now and again. Yeah.
So you were telling me that my clients, I took these clients onto my ship. I gave the lives of good men
Mm-hmm.
to help us get to this point, and you're not even all magic.
I'm pretty damn magic.
Well, why didn't you say
Well,
so?
probably
That makes me
not
feel better.
Enough. Yeah, she's the most magic.
Okay.
For sure.
And so, what kind of level of magic are we talking about? Are we talking like the kind of a level of magic where you can dispose of a few people and get some extra speed out of your boat? Are we talking throw a big old ball of fire at your enemies in their little castle?
Yeah.
Are we talking make pretty lights?
No,
I
I.
summoned a horse.
The
That's all
trees
he can
speak
do.
with me.
That sounds pretty useful.
It was once. And kind of only a little bit.
Oh, I guess I have misjudged the effectiveness of speaking to trees.
The trees aren't all that smart, turns out.
Oh. Huh.
I mean, I could either make a big show of summoning a lightning storm, or I could summon cows onto the boat.
Both of those are good options. One has a smaller chance of destroying the ship, I suppose.
We have no
But
way to
which
fight
one?
underwater. I can't ride my
That is
horse
also-
underwater.
What a sentence.
Have you ever tried?
Yeah.
Can you
Yes.
can you find a seahorse?
No.
Can he turn into a horse
So-
with
so-
slight modifications?
So what can you?
Give him like flipper hands
No.
So Aquaman, what can you summon in the water?
in the water?
Sea cows.
Sea cows.
I can summon fish. Of various
I'm apparently
colors
just
and
gonna
purples.
nap on board, so wake me up when it's over.
Just summon 8 of whatever 1/4 CR.
Okay.
Or we can just kill the captain and go where we want to go instead of taking several days to go fight some random.
I could
Do you
show
have
the
a
captain
table?
a new lighthouse
I don't have a table
that
on
he's
me.
never seen before.
I don't know what he uses.
I had one
He
of my
has like an
players-
actual curated list, I think.
It's all cow.
I had one of my players use that spell the other day to summon 8 giant bats when they were in a very tiny room, and it just got very crowded very quickly.
Well,
I've done very, very,
The
very
first
similar
creature on
things.
this list was Abra, and I just realized I clicked onto dndwiki.com.
I went to 5e tools,
Oh, the
sorted
werewolf.
it by beast, sorted it by challenge rating, counted the number of entries, and they rolled tables out of it.
That works. That's a good way to do
And
it.
yet you end up with the same like
It
3
is just a
things
cow.
all the time.
She keeps summoning the same CR thing.
That's because you can get 8 of them.
Yeah, that's the most effective way to use the spell, like every time.
And since it's only the weakest animals in that... No.
Try it.
No.
Try it.
What
What
do you
is it?
mean why?
I killed your meat. Have my cheese bread.
Get it away.
Thank you.
That's not bad.
I don't know why, but I was
74.
not expecting it to taste like a Danish.
Well,
I was expecting a savory cheese.
yeah. That was not just beasts. You did not just summon 8 druids.
Oh, come on, that would be fun.
It's 8 mini Ashits running around now. They're that tall.
It's like
They
8
all-
badgers all wearing Ashit robes.
They all also cast Conjure.
You know, they're all
Angels.
badgers.
You drown a bunch of badgers.
I think they're on the ship, unless you were
On the
summoning into the
ship.
water.
On the ship, yes.
It is a real power move to say, "Look what I can do," and just summon badgers out of the ocean. Like,
Splat, splat, splat. That could be you. The captain looks around and seems impressed.
Ah.
So you can summon lots of dangerous creatures to battle the monster in its lair. I like the sound of that. I really do. Perhaps you could use your horse as a distraction. You said you summoned it. Could you use it as bait?
I'm still leaning towards the just killing you part. It seems so much easier for all of us.
The captain sort of walks toward Pimrin. He's like just trying to create some distance from 9. The captain, though speaking the same as before, is sweating profusely and mopping her forehead daintily with a very squid-smelling handkerchief. I really wish you would stop saying completely irrelevant things like that. It has not exactly given me a sense of...
yeah, I mean, you're making a
The
ship go
security.
fast, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
we want to get to our destination fast.
Yes, you're not going to get anywhere fast if you kill everybody who's doing things for you.
I think you already did the thing.
Yeah,
I
so,
did
but just to
anything.
clarify, if you do anything that makes us go slower, well then, I mean, I have no reason to protect you from 9 anymore at that point, so.
Well, I have no reason to make us go slower.
Excellent, so we're all on the same page.
No, we're going in the wrong direction. We're going to get there slower than if we just went straight at a regular speed.
Are we going in the wrong direction?
We will get where you asked me to take you.
Also, I'm
Currently, faster than if I had done no such bitter and very regrettable
So where's
sacrifice.
this thing's lair that you think that Asha's gonna summon things?
You know, 9 hours in that direction. It's a little island.
I am interested in killing this thing too. I think it could make an interesting meal.
Has some very
So-
magical and
so-
powerful treasure I
So
really
these
want.
squids' lair is on the island.
Yes, it's sort of like a kind of a horseshoe sort of island, and it just kind of just sinks down. The people living on the island don't like me very much. And, you know, I insinuated that they worship the squid as a god. They inform me that is not the case, but they are very fond of the squid.
Is a squid like their elected ruler or something then?
I
What is the...
don't know. I would say that I didn't try to engage with them in
So
politics,
nine.
but that would be a lie.
Why
They
don't we
just
just
didn't
tie
like
the
talking to
captain
me
up
very
and give
much.
him to the people that don't like him?
Because we still have to go over there. Something the squid just protects the island or something.
More or less, yes.
Yeah, it's a completely
It
harmless,
sounds
helpful...
pretty beneficial.
Oh, it's not harmless in the slightest.
What does he harm?
That's us.
Um,
what do they harm? That's us.
I mean, if you came and said, Mr. Squid, please step out of the way so we may plunder your lair, it would probably do its best to
So you
devour
just want to go to this island and steal from them?
Yes.
I
Were you not aware of what sort of a boat we were when you checked? Oh, of course, you're not the one who signed the contract.
I
But
mean,
yes.
a squid that big, powerful, and unique has to be delicious.
So why are we paying you now?
Because I am taking you where you would like to go.
Okay, but if we're getting rid of the squid so you can plunder these poor people, why are we paying you?
Well, I was gonna, split the treasure with you all. I imagine it's
I
magic.
noticed you didn't mention that till just now.
It's got to be some kind of very powerful magic to allow a squid-like creature that big to just kind of sit in its hole all day and be alive. I hear that squids don't live very long around these parts, so I think it must be quite magic. And I have a map that says that there's there's very powerful magic down there too. I can't read it, but there's arrows that point to the island.
If you
And there's,
kill
like,
their
runes and
guardian,
stuff.
aren't you dooming this entire island of people?
I mean, they moved there like 50 years ago or so. It's not really their island, they're just kind of squatting there, which makes me think they probably want the treasure too.
We can get to our destination and just, abduct them.
The whole town?
Yeah.
It still sounds like we're just making a bunch of trouble for innocents.
They're not innocent.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, you probably never hear me say this again. I agree with Nine.
They're as innocent as I am. I believe. I mean, I've heard rumors that they take tolls and stuff from ships that come by.
So they feed half their crew to some spaghetti monster,
I
and then they go out and attack you
wouldn't know.
while you're minding your own damn
I have to
business?
imagine they don't. I don't know what this spaghetti is, but it sounds quite magical.
You never had spaghetti?
I guess this world has high or low 9.
Well,
69.
Nice.
This world has spaghetti. The captain has never heard of spaghetti.
listen, like, a lot of people have died within the
Yes.
last year.
That can be said for most years, I think. There's a
No.
war on. Have you heard?
You have no idea. I just feel like if we keep throwing entire civilizations under the bus,
There's like 500 people tops.
shut your mouth for individual jackasses like this. We're just doing the same thing
So-
we did with the monster hunters that wound up wiping out
I think we
town.
ought to just have, our friend just help the captain go to the island.
Well, he has to be on the island.
Yeah, he has to be there.
Oh.
We can't send things. We can only take them to us.
I mean, I can help send them to the island by yeeting them off the ship.
All right, what I'm hearing is we're not feeling great about taking a slight detour, so maybe we may just go, to the destination which you chartered us for in the first place, and I won't ask you to do any errands.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
How do you feel about ants, and particularly ants in
Um,
mazes?
I can't
Two
say that I've had terribly much experience with ants. It's more, weevils and termites and barnacles, I suppose, that sort of get under my skin. I've heard this. I've heard there are plenty of people who don't care much for ants.
Barnacles in mazes.
I have never heard of a barnacle in a maze. Is this a kind of magical wisdom sort of thing? Am I supposed to imagine a
Yes.
barnacle in a maze and
Yeah, exactly.
So if I was imagining a barnacle in a maze, I suppose the maze would be maybe made of coral. I don't know. Maybe it's a seaweed maze. It'd be all flapping and floating around sort of down there, swirly bits of sand. I don't think the barnacle would be moving very much on it. On account of that, that's kind of the whole thing that they do is not move.
if we're going to our destination.
Oh, I said something wrong. All right, to the destination then, I guess. You hear whispers of Captain said it'd be different this time. Captain said we were definitely going to get treasure this time.
They've tried this a dozen times, and every time they're like, "That's stupid. We're not helping you."
Well, I guess I'll get to fishing if we need some food for tonight that we're not going to be having squid. So
I just feel like they should just try hiring. Their one technique is tricking people. I don't know why people are always like, "Hey, you tricked me. I don't want to do that." Like the monster hunters, probably. Monster?
I mean,
we'll
I
get
have no problem with the squid thing as long as we get paid. I
Well,
ain't
yeah, it
paying
sounds
him
like we take the treasure,
for us
right? We kill the squid, we take the squid's treasure. That sounds good.
We can do it later. We're kind of investigating world-ending things again.
That's true.
You could always kill the squid and then come back later for the treasure. I'd be happy to guard it for you.
I'm just gonna pull the sword.
That's a good point. That would be very kind of you, actually. If you were
I'd even be willing to sign a contract that I wouldn't take the
I wonder
treasure.
what would happen if I put the key in the hole of the boat below the water line.
Didn't we try that once?
Did you?
We experimented with
I
that,
don't
yeah.
know.
I
I don't
you might have
remember.
on the little boat where Ashet killed the orphans
Yeah, it
with the
wasn't a
soup.
boat, it was when we were on that island. We were
Gotcha.
Versus the
Screw
monster
around.
hunter boat. We were gonna sink the monster hunter boat.
Yeah, and
That didn't work.
I don't think it worked because you're not you're not creating a hole. You're opening a
Right.
portal to
I'm
another
sure we could
dimension.
create a
it,
hole.
it just
We could
it
do
just
that
became
too.
a I wonder what will happen
Right.
if
I'm pretty sure if he takes the horse below decks and the horse just kicks the side of the hole once, that will probably spring.
Yeah, I do
That'd be
that to
something.
doors.
Turns out this was a drywall boat.
With enough flex tape, anything is possible.
Who let Kyle down below deck? We're
I
all
wonder what the
doomed.
biggest thing is that can pass through the portal.
What happens if we take that key and we get like a new key made that's just like larger? Like
I don't
exactly
know.
like
I don't
that
know how to make those keys.
key.
They were given to us.
Anyways,
I mean, somebody's got Goras's key.
Hell.
the Goras had a key on him when he was dragged to be drank. So.
It was the father who gave you the keys, is that right? The guy who blows up heads?
God.
Sounds right.
I have lost.
That was
track
like-
of- It was either the blue guy.
Might have been the blue guy, but I think it
Or
was
the other
after
one.
the town was on fire. Then Berna, one of
Sounds right.
the other orphan, came back, was possessed by father. Was like, hey, I need y'all to go visit a cult, and also here's some keys. And it was like one person wasn't there. It's like, oh yeah, just here's a key for your for a friend, and then head explode. I may be completely wrong.
That sounds completely right. It's been a while.
I don't know. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So Larry can't remember 5 minutes ago, much less.
So
how
are
many
we
months or years.
are we squid killing, or with the intention that you all take the treasure, or
I
are we
place
going?
my vote at a firm maybe.
All right, my vote is that we do go fight the squid.
If it wasn't 9 hours out of the way, and
I'm
all
so-
of our information about this is from a known liar, and
Let me do some calculations real quick. Captain sits down, just stares at the mast for a while.
Well, I don't need treasure for anything, and I
7,
don't have any
9,
personal benefit to be
14.
gained from destroying these people.
But think of how many
Lies.
orphans
It would be
on this
4
island.
4 hours slower if we took the detour. That's hardly anything. It's hardly anything at all.
yeah, but I don't trust you.
Yeah, you shouldn't. But I'd sign a contract. You don't have to trust me.
we should.
I mean, you should trust the contract. The contract is the basis of
What
civilization and magic, and so we should make a contract.
No.
Okay, we have already made a contract.
That
It
is
technically
true.
doesn't say that I'm not going to, do any harm to any of you, but I felt like that was implied. It does say.
Is that a threat?
I also realize now that I neglected to put in there that none of you would do any harm to me. So really we can see that as sort of a good faith sort of thing. Which means
He's not good with faith.
that is quite unfortunate.
I'm gonna trot slowly towards with the sword drawn.
So I got a piece of paper here. We can write a contract real quick that'll say that I will in no way betray you in particular, if that would make you happier. I can even expand it to your companions and your dear horse if you would prefer.
I'd prefer to just kill you. I mean, even if the Spaghettio goes away, I just feel
Which
like
you
this
still
is-
don't know about.
No, I do. He went in the water with a lantern.
Yeah,
I
but he
stayed
didn't
on
tell
top
you.
of the water. I could see it. He held a lantern.
You could see it,
I
you
couldn't see it.
why.
There was a lot of foam on the surface of the water. Anybody who was up above would not have gotten a good picture of it. You're welcome to jump into the
But
water.
clearly there was something there.
I'm still
Yes,
gonna call it a
some
spaghetti.
big ol' spaghetti shaped
Yeah, I
silhouette.
think I have referred to it as like that thing, and it
Yes.
was that. Yeah. She created that thing or whatever.
Well, I think I'm going to go for a bit of a walk. It does not
Where?
seem
We're on
like.
a boat.
Yes,
Come
we
on,
are.
boat.
I'm going to go somewhere else because it doesn't seem like this conversation is going to be at all productive, and I do not wish to die.
Give me
Where
the
are
map.
you going?
Just somewhere else. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
we're
really
on a
important.
boat.
Yeah, it's a place with a lot of little squids. Little
Oh,
squids.
that would be significantly easier for me to prepare dinner if I could accompany you there.
Yeah, they're not the kind you eat. You eat them, you turn into them.
That sounds like a challenge.
Yo, well, I would be happy to bring you back a
Now,
slice
I've
if you
eaten
wish.
some really tiny crabs that are probably in my bloodstream right this
Why
moment.
don't you just
I'm
go with
not
the
a crab
captain
eater.
then? Okay.
But
Hmm.
you, in particular, I would be happy to take you. I think you would find it quite interesting.
Well, there we go then.
You are not coming. You're not coming. I'm sorry. That's just how it's gonna be. Contract or no contract, and we don't have one.
I think we need to have a talk with the helmsman.
There's a helmsman.
What's that?
Somebody's
Well, there
steering
was.
the boat. I don't know. There's somebody at the wheel of this boat someplace.
There
We
is
got
kind
a-
of a wheel-like thing under the boat. I think that might be what's steering at the moment.
We got an intern at the moment. He's I made a small logistical error in the throw of the throes of magical passion last night, I suppose you could call it. So we have an intern,
hell
but
were
he's
you
doing a
doing?
real
I
good
got
job.
Well, what the hell?
It wasn't you.
I don't. I
Once you
don't
prep a
swing that
spell,
way.
you're wasting the slot. It's gonna cast. There's no escaping it.
Do you know how to steer a boat?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill the captain.
I'm falling more toward team kill the captain.
I'm just gonna kill the captain. Hang on.
So the captain turns into a squid and falls to the deck.
I'm already stabbing.
Can you
Did
give
she
me
think that
initiative?
would make it harder to kill her?
They'll never see this coming. Sport.
Yeah, that one can turn into animals too.
What was your initiative?
Evasive squidding.
9.
If anybody else would like to try to attack the captain while the captain is turning into a squid,
Well, I'm just going to roll initiative in case 9 needs backup. It's 15.
Okay,
okay,
I guess I'll roll
14.
10.
okay. The captain turns into a squid before any of the attacks hit. The attacks just turn the squid into a pile of pulp and ink in like a second.
So what happened to the actual captain? If this is a squid.
That's a good question.
They probably swapped with the squid.
It did smell awfully squiddy, but I thought that was just their perfume or something.
Blorp, says the remains of the squid.
Stab.
Blorp.
I think we need to go down to wherever the captain's quarters is.
Yeah,
find
we
the
should
captain.
have found out where they were going at least first. That would have been helpful.
Well, why don't you just? I mean, can
Well,
we have
the
her
crew
summoned
still knows where we're going.
or
Well, I don't
kidnapped?
know wherever the captain was gonna go. That's not on the boat.
Oh, I don't know.
I
Bring
think
your knee back.
Yes.
We appear to be missing our captain.
Oh really?
Can you find us like the captain that we originally had on this boat?
The captain is not here.
We
This
know
is
that's
the
why we
same
need
as
you
last
to.
night. The
Right.
captain is not in a place that I can simply see.
See,
I'm
we
afraid
should've
abduction will
waited
not be
and
possible.
Figured out where the captain was going.
Would you like me to find a bounty hunter and abduct them?
no, I
that's
don't
okay.
care enough. If they come back, we'll just stab them. How about you steal that whole ass treasure?
What ass treasure?
I cast.
The whole ass one.
Is the squid still blorping on the?
It has stopped blorping. It has
Oh.
blorpinted.
It has blurred
Like,
its
if I
last
cast Cure Wounds, does it blurb?
That's a That's a very good
Do
question.
you really want to?
Well, I
have
can
it,
High
cast
or
Speak with
low?
Animals and see if that helps at all. I don't know.
you want it to live in that?
High or low?
High. Sure. Why not?
You're gonna
So-
fuse back together.
The squid regains squidciousness, I guess. Its ganglia were not fully destroyed by 9, I suppose.
Damn it, 9.
Like-
One job.
Like 9 hours that way, there's an island with a squid guarding a treasure.
There's a lot of islands that way.
It's a horseshoe.
I'm not
shaped
entirely
island.
sure what you mean by 9 hours.
It's like this.
I cast Speak with Animals.
You can't speak with animals.
Hello down there. Are you still alive? Can you hear me?
Hello, says the squid.
Hi. Hello. Yeah. So
What
you
was
were
all
a
that
person just a
stabbing
second
for
ago.
just there?
It
Yeah,
was
but-
an accident.
Yeah, we were aiming for somebody else, and then you were
Oh, wait,
just
I can't speak.
incidentally.
Cannot know. Yeah,
You can't hear this at all.
I can't say I know what's going on. I was living my best life, and then I'm here, and I'm getting stabbed. I was
Yeah.
looking forward to.
Apologies on that one.
I was looking forward to experiencing that whole death thing you mortals are so famous for.
But we can
And
get
then you
back to
put me
that.
back from that. Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would quite appreciate that.
Well, I just wanted to make sure. Do you have any memory of being like a person recently?
No?
Okay. Interesting.
Anytime Slair's going down to the captain's quarters to go look
Okay.
for the captain.
Where do you come from?
I come from the home.
Yeah, where's that?
In the, that place,
I don't know that place. That's why I'm asking.
it's... I guess you call it the Dreamin' if you're a mortal.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I'm from the place where there's lots of little squiddy boys. That's what we call ourselves, the squiddy boys.
Okay, so the captain was heading to the dreaming then.
We
it sounds
float
like.
eternally on, never being born, waiting for greatness to descend upon us so we may ascend to greatness.
Well, I guess we should look through what the captain had, and hopefully we can find some way to the dreaming that
Are
way.
you done burbling at the squid?
Well, we can go to
Do
the
we hear
dreaming.
him speaking normal or speaking
That is a
squid?
really
Right,
good question.
that's right.
I don't know how the spell works.
Yes.
Uh,
Never said in the spell.
Do, 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 do.
It wants you to
If we
decide.
want to go to the dreaming, we just got to open the portal and go.
Yeah, you gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts.
Okay, so you can use whatever manner of verbal communication you wish. You
It-
can just
He's
make squid
blurping, yeah.
noises
It
and it will
sounds
hear
to me
it.
like you're speaking squid.
Yes,
That
that
works.
Waving my hands is probably body language. Like,
The squid is not waving its hands to communicate at all.
Everyone is very convinced of it. I picked up some squid back in college. That's how you do it.
You were in a school of fish at the time.
Yes, exactly. Well, yeah, thank you very much for the information and this brief chat.
You're welcome.
I hope your death finds you well.
Thank you. Stops mid-sentence as he dies. Himrin knows how to kill a squid.
Yes,
Much
I do.
better than...
I just, yeah, hope
Brutality.
your death finds you well. As I'm pulling out like one of my kitchen knives.
The squid then evaporates.
Oh.
Salir goes
Never
down
eat
below
squid.
decks. There is... It's not hard to find the captain's quarters because it's, the nicest part of the ship.
I want to go rummage.
There's a big old,
Come on.
very fancy looking padlock on the door. It's not a good padlock. It's a stay away from my stuff padlock. You can open it practically with a flick of your pinky finger.
Wow.
The door opens, and an overwhelming stench of squid hits you, as well as the overwhelming stench of nutmeg that potentially was employed to cover the smell of the squid.
Unsuccessfully.
Unsuccessfully. There's a 4-poster bed. We weren't expecting that with all of the, throwing crates of bread overboard to make the ship lighter. There's furniture that seems to have been, nailed to the wall to
It's
keep
not
it from...
just a conspicuously empty fish tank.
There's a little chest at the foot of the bed that seems to have been nailed poorly to the floor. And there's a couple of sacks of nutmeg, just kind of, one of them is cut open at the top and is slumped over and spilled.
No drug for you, Asher.
I've heard you can get high off nutmeg. I can't say I've ever tried it.
I've also heard it causes intestinal distress.
I'd also
Lovely.
dry your eyes out.
Lovely.
Yeah, I mean it's a hallucinogen.
It's also
not
the
a great
worst
one.
smell on the planet.
I love nutmeg.
I
Okay, well I will take the nutmegs then. So,
have at it.
Do you do anything down here, Salir?
yeah, toss the entire room.
You're gonna what?
Search the entire room.
Okay. Can you give me investigation, please?
Oh, I
Are you looking for anything in particular?
No. Just-
All right.
A fishy key.
I don't know what captain's key. Let's see. 19 and 5 is 24.
All right. It doesn't take you long to find the grimoire sewed into the captain's overly large pillow. The grimoire is it seems to have a seal skin cover. It's been tied shut with little leather thongs. Would you like to open it? You know it's a grimoire because it's got lots of spooky runes written on the front of it, and they kind of glow a little bit if you look at them.
Seems more like an
light.
Oshit sort of a book.
I can't read.
Maybe there's pictures in it.
All of my characters are illiterate.
Why do you like that?
Well then,
Because it's such an easy excuse to get out of things.
I guess you would probably take it to Pimran.
Okay.
Like how many times?
There's also the equivalent of 430 gold in various coins in the chest,
how many
as well as some fancy
times
clothes.
in Crimes D&D that I literally yell at you. You can read. I can't read. I'm from a small town. They could read. I raise goats. They can read.
The goats
The
have
goats
my
can't
reading
read.
timer.
Oshit was raised by
You taught the
bog
goats to
rats.
Yeah, well, you also had hundreds of years to have learned to read
She's not hundreds of years old.
in sections of
You're an
the world.
ancient dwarf. How old
Are
do
you
think
hundreds of
you
years
are?
old? I thought you were.
You're a dwarf. You can be hundreds of years old.
Like, the history of this nation is a couple hundred years old, and I thought you were there, like,
What
Near the
would the
beginning of all
dwarf
that.
equivalent to,
And
like
then
a
you
98-year-old
going to
woman
bring
be?
the
That's
book
what Mary
to
is.
Pimran and say, I don't know what this is,
Ah,
but it looks fancy.
what is it?
Maybe it's the captain's cookbook.
Oh,
you have heard of such things. Books.
books, yes.
You lived in society when you were in an orphanage.
I wasn't an
Oshit?
orphan.
Oshit, like,
Recently married Wrath, right?
Yes. yeah, Oshit wasn't.
I was
That would
just
be so
briefly
messed
married
up.
to Wrath.
It may have even been Oshit who's like, you know what? Orphans suck. What if you, like, really showed him who was boss?
There's
And Rat's
wep-
like, yeah.
There's no weapons in the captain's quarter.
There are no weapons in the captain's quarters. The captain was wearing a cutlass. There's some silverware that is like tin, if you wanted to consider those weapons.
No, the fancy clothing and the money is more interesting to Solaire than books and silverware.
Mm.
Do you wish to do anything with this book, Pimran? It's about
Does
yay
that, like, a
thick.
title? Like, does it
There
look like
are runes on the front in a language that you are not familiar with, or maybe their shapes are not those you'd be familiar with. If you hold it in the light, the runes kind of like let off this little bit of sort of glowy smoke.
well, that's weird.
And that whole room, by the way, smells like squid.
Smells like squid.
I don't think the captain was ever the captain.
Who's 3 squids in a trench coat?
We should interrogate the rest of the crew to figure out if
Do you
there's
need
squids.
nutmeg to cook with? Because
I've got
bags.
some.
There's bags of it
I've
downstairs.
got plenty. Don't worry
Oh.
about it.
He has an infinite spice bag, and also I'm pretty sure that was just a warlock following a squid. Also, did you pick a language for this debate, or have you just decided we can't tell?
I picked a language. It's not like a standard language.
Yeah,
It's not one that anybody would have
Karen
on
was a
their
traveler,
language
so I
list.
know like a lot of like common languages, Elvish, Dwarvish, Finnish.
Actually-
I don't know the like exotic languages.
1 second, I may have just
Like
lied.
squid.
Yeah.
Well, now you
Squid.
speak squid.
yeah.
Now you have
Well,
experience.
temporarily, I
can
just
speak
meant-
squid.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a very good accusatorial inquisition.
But you should still have the memory to
D&D
speak
has
squid.
some pretty encompassing languages. I recently found out primordial counts for every kind of primordial.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Even though they all have separate dialects of primordial, it's not like you can pick them when you're making a character,
Right.
so I don't know why they do
You know what? It's Aquan.
Aquan. I do not know Aquan.
I didn't
Or any
even.
other form of
It's written in Dwarvish script for whatever it's. For
I do recognize the script then. So, Herman is going to take it to Oshit then and say, "This looks dwarvish, but I can't read it."
Oh boy, this is
I'm happy for you.
this is an AI generated site,
Can you
isn't
read
it?
it?
No.
What?
Okay. Well,
The fundamental plane of air uses this Aquan language, bold D&D 5e to convey unbold. Old Azeldo
What?
Old Alzito was its name. Aquan 5e was the loosened and raspy language. It was the vernacular of the beginning, so the pets that communicate in early stage essential languages, those animals can comprehend Aquan, and also the other way around. The secondary languages of Aquan are Alzado and Madani. Sometimes this bold text, Aquan 5e language, unbold, is spoken by the air genasi as well as the smoke drakes. Choose your 5e languages from the standard languages table, or choose the one that is basic in your crusade. I'm not going to go on any further, but you get
Well,
the
there we
idea.
go.
Alphabet Ripple, availability obscure. Sorry.
That one was not basic in my crusade, unfortunately.
This is my phone. Where's my phone?
I don't know.
It's
Oh, look, it's your phone. You found it in your pocket.
I didn't feel it in my pocket. These pants have really
When you look at these letters, you almost feel like you can hear faint music. Pimrin, if you stare at them long enough.
That's weird.
Grady's gonna think he's the chosen
These
one.
are really weird dwarvish runes. Are you sure you don't want to take a look at this?
I should literally can't read.
Oh,
Asha can only read Gnomish.
then you might actually have a better chance at this than I could, because I can read dwarvish and this is just gibberish. to me.
Okay.
It is just gibberish to you also.
Oh, well, it was worth a shot.
And
Nine. Do you know these languages?
get over here learning
Are
more.
there any pictures?
Come here, scholar.
That's a good question, actually. Are there any pictures if I start flipping through?
If you would like to open the book.
I would like to open the book.
Alright, can you please give me a wisdom saving throw?
I speak
Can
4
do.
languages and it's not one of those. Pretty sure that's dwarf.
20,
though.
like something, 24.
You feel a faint
Yeah.
breeze waft over your face emanating from the pages. Nothing more happens.
Mm.
There is lots of text in these pages written in the same script as the cover. There are also lots of sketches of sea creatures, both very mundane ones and ones that look like somebody just took a bunch of body parts of various sea creatures and stuck them together.
Yeah.
I
So
told
you
you it's a,
wrote it.
it's a cookbook for all these creatures.
That does look like a seafood turducken, yeah. Interesting that one.
As far as Pimrin's concerned, that very well may be what this is.
I wish I could read it. Maybe I could piece these together if I just look at the pictures.
You do find a page that has the same very like long looking squid that the captain seemed to turn into.
Well, the captain said not to eat these, but if it's in a cookbook, I think the captain may have been lying to us because they were one of these squids.
Don't think it's a cookbook.
Oh, okay.
The crew this entire time has completely ignored your presence and the disappearance of the captain. I say they have ignored. They've thrown lots of very nervous glances in your direction, especially after Nine was having brutalized the crew last night, was talking about killing the captain.
Is that guy who's tied to the post still like?
He was untied and is going about his work, very drunkenly looking.
I'm gonna go around
Caused
to
him
the.
Bane brand.
I'm gonna go around
Call
to the
them
crewmates
ambulance.
one by one, holding the book and like
Yes.
like hitting it in my hand
Yeah.
in a threatening manner as I approach all of them. Like, squids. You one of them? You on their side?
I'm not a squid, sir.
Are you sure?
I am a
about that?
person.
You really sure? Are you? You
I-
wouldn't
I-
lie to me.
I would not lie to you. I am very certain I am not a...
Is your captain a squid?
Hell if I know at this point.
That's
Anyone
fair.
on the ship you would point to as being a squid?
No.
One another.
I
Are you
don't...
a squid sympathizer?
Does anybody in the crew smell like a squid?
We're on a
or
boat.
nutmeg.
Yep. That's a very good question. I will need a investigation roll based on smell if you happen to have any features that would impact that for anybody who wants to try to sniff
I'm not
out.
gonna run around sniffing the crew.
I will. That's a 12 plus 0.
You don't think that any of the crew smell particularly like squid?
Yeah, I did even worse.
All that nutmeg got my nose earlier.
I guess. Maybe the nutmeg is doing a better job than we thought.
There's a lot of nutmeg
Well-
down there.
Captain may have been the only squid on board. Is the boat still going fast?
It is still going fast.
Oh, well, that's a good sign at least.
Well, take control of it. Make sure we're going in the correct direction instead of to Squid Island.
So now this is our boat,
Well,
right?
I'm pretty sure Solaire has already
guess
named
so.
himself captain.
And if the
I'm
captain
pretty sure
comes
the
back,
captain's still out there somewhere. Probably gonna come back.
Yes, but if the captain's not on the ship, it's not the captain.
Do you know how to steer a ship?
do you?
I like to think at the moment you're asking the person steering the ship.
Oh, that would be funny.
The intern,
Yes, the intern.
who's just a really old man.
Do you know what you're doing here, huh?
I think so. I think I picked it all up pretty quickly.
Okay.
I keep not turning the wheel and we keep going in the same direction. It seems like I'm doing a pretty good job. I do have to pee quite
That's
bad,
pretty good.
though.
We don't want to go in the same direction, though. We do want to go where we were going and not towards the other island.
But I'm afraid I don't know where that was. If you can point me in the right direction, I can keep us
I
pointed
guess
there.
I could try.
It also comes to mind that perhaps we could just pull this little lever here. What do you know? When you pull the lever, the wheel locks. I guess I didn't have to be standing here this entire time.
He's been standing there for like.
I feel like I've been made redundant. I can go back to peeling potato. Oh, we got rid of the potatoes.
We're all out of
I
potatoes, huh?
frankly
we
don't know
currently
what my
need a
purpose
captain.
is at this
You know,
point.
we're looking for
You're
some
not the captain
squid to
now?
cook for dinner this
No,
evening.
I just
You
don't
wouldn't
know.
happen to know anything about that, would you?
It's like I own the casino, but the other guy.
I know
owns
they
it.
live real deep in the water.
Okay, fair enough.
I
Couldn't
guess
we
if you
just
had a
have,
really
like, an
long
actual
line, maybe you could
navigator
catch them. I don't
adapted?
know what they eat though.
Would you
Well,
consider
yeah, but I don't know if they
any
would
of
know
your
where we are
crewmates
or
to
where
be
we're
squid?
going.
They've got.
Squid adjacent
No.
to a lady?
Yeah, but
They
I-
look at
I
the-
would not.
They look at the stars.
No.
And
I would not know.
Okay, fair enough.
Squid's got beaks
I'm
like
pretty
parrots.
sure we didn't know where we were
Yeah.
actually going.
That's none of
This
us.
person was
Somebody-
just taking us to
They
where.
got this weird method of speaking where they wiggle their arms.
Oh.
Look at-
He puts his arms down his head. I wouldn't know anything about that.
Can I roll an insight check?
Yes.
16.
Right. He doesn't seem to be in immense control of his emotions and body language, but you don't think that he's trying to deceive you.
Okay.
He's
So
very
while you're
earnest.
interviewing these people, we need a new captain.
Yeah.
For the
No,
boat.
I think the captain's gonna come back. Captain sometimes goes for walks and just kind of comes back later, and we just kind of make do.
Oh, I don't think you understand the situation.
No, I don't think I do.
Captain's not on board the ship.
This is a mutiny.
Yeah, we're
This
done
is
with
our
the
ship.
captain.
Oh, we're doing a mutiny.
Yes.
So how are we going to
When the cat,
stop the captain from
The captain's
slaughtering
gone.
everybody? Yeah, but the captain is going to come back.
The
at
captain
some
does
point.
not have
The
the ability to
captain's
slaughter
gone.
everybody.
we're stronger than the captain. That's why they went and got us to fight their stupid squid instead of fighting it themselves.
I believe the captain can turn people into squids and then
The
throw them
moment-
off the side of the boat. And
The moment we looked at the captain cross-eyed, she disappeared.
Yeah, she ran away immediately.
So I would suggest we do not do a mutiny then, and we all remain loyal until the captain is dead, and then our loyalty can transfer to those
Okay,
who have.
it's our boat now.
Can you be interim loyal to us then until the captain is back?
See, you're
He
dealing,
seems very confused.
you're
I don't
dealing
know how
with-
that'll be any different what I'm doing right now. I'm
You're
very
dealing
sorry.
with the hypothetical future in which the captain comes back versus the very concrete present in which we are here right now.
No, the captain will come back. The captain
okay.
always does come back.
Well,
I will certainly happily do as our clients have asked. While the captain is not
Okay,
present,
we need an
however.
interim captain.
So if you're, but doesn't that make it you?
Well, no, we just own the boat now.
Yeah.
None of us has captaining experience.
Pimrin can.
Well, Pimrin can steer,
Well,
Yeah.
but
the,
Pimrin I
per-
don't think has captain experience.
the
No.
gentleman who would have been good for that was accidentally,
Sacrifice to a great old
yes,
one. Yeah,
last
exactly,
the night.
Who is the highest ranking officer on this boat?
I believe that's me.
Good, you're not a captain.
I'm a captain.
You're the captain.
In the
find like an extra
hypothetical
captain's hat
time when the
in the
captain
room?
doesn't come back,
Oh, there's
I
fancy
guess I would
clothes
be
down
captain.
Yeah, that works for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't
Was
you
there
wanna
any
be
sort of
captain?
clothing in that chest that would make him look more captainy?
Like an extra captain.
there was like
captain.
a red sash you could kind of like turban around his head, I guess.
There we go.
He seems happy. Oh, keeps the sun off very nicely.
There we go. You're not a captain.
Well, that's taken care of.
Yes.
Oh my god.
As
I'm gonna start
captain,
fishing.
I think we should break for lunch. It's like 10 in the morning.
That sounds good. I'm gonna start fishing.
I thought you were providing lunch.
Yeah, that's what the fishing's for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a squid on deck?
No, it evaporated.
No, it evaporated.
Yeah, sadly that one was not edible.
Why don't you just use the bell to summon a bunch of squids so you can give everyone a taste for killing the captain?
I mean, I could, but it really sounds like cheating.
Well, let him fish. If
Look
he
at all
wants
the
to
water
fish.
that's right here. I can just go fishing.
At this speed?
Yeah.
You're gonna
I
get
like
some
a
really fast
challenge.
fish.
Rather than biting on bait, it's just a hook that goes.
Just
It'll
guts them.
snag something.
You garrot a shark by accident.
Shark's good food.
Pretty sure this is what nets are for.
I was about to say, just ring the bell and ask for really big fishing nets.
Would you like to ring the bell?
Yes. Ding.
Yes.
Fishing nets.
Yes. I can abduct him. How large of a fishing net are we talking about? Like, he wiggles two of his eyes and like points them in different directions. Yay big? Or perhaps yayer bigger? I don't know.
Yay or bigger? Yeah, that sounds
Yes. How yay are we talking about here?
good.
Big yay?
The biggest.
Oh.
Don't.
Let's send it. It'll be fine.
We're gonna get caught on everything.
No. Well, he can't abduct like super big things, anyways, right? You have trouble with that.
That would be quite a difficult.
So there is an upper limit.
Nets
anyways.
are mostly air.
Yeah.
He disappears for a moment, and then a giant net appears in the sky above the ship and begins to descend.
All right.
We're
excellent.
moving too fast.
It does flop down on the water behind the
I
ship.
fly up in the water, just trying to pull him.
Okay, can you give me an athletics roll, please?
Yeah, I can try. That is a 19.
You are able to get it back to the ship. It is quite a large
Excellent.
fishing net. It is larger than you were thinking, but you think it will work.
Perfect. Well, we'll catch something at some
Hopefully you
point.
don't catch the spaghetti out.
Well, I mean, the net would have to go in front of the ship instead of in back for that. to
Have a
happen,
way
so-
to fix the net to the back of the ship.
I got rope.
It's a ship. I would hope
It's
that.
not a fishing vessel.
It is not a fishing vessel. Pimrin would know how to attach it. Pimrin, it's going to take some doing because of how fast the ship is going. And it is there. The net creates quite a lot of drag when it's not like fully deployed properly. So there will be.
Spaghetti-O.
Just use the whole crew to reel it in.
I'm going to ask for 3. What would be? Like fishing net has got to be like a skill. I'm gonna ask for
I mean, you
3
can.
strength rolls. Do you have a skill that you think would be helpful for this, or any other
Fish?
For
feature?
attaching the net? Is that the
Yes.
here?
And I'm not necessarily asking for you, the player, to rationalize how it would work. Just asking if you have any. I think survival would work.
Okay, survival. So strength survival.
Yes, please.
All right. So that for me is a +9. So 3 rolls, an 11, 28,
Nice.
and a 17.
All right. It takes you several tries and fails before, and by fails I mean like, oh no, the ship is suddenly veering several degrees to the right. Let's readjust that.
Captain, fix the ship's correct course.
And you're able to, as best as you can tell, return to the same course, and you have set up the net
Sweet.
far below the ship, weighted it down, and you can feel kind of like speed bumps every now and then as you assume a fish gets slammed into the net.
Perfect. As our kind of small vessel with a very large net
Yes.
being propelled by a motor is.
Then after a span of time, I don't know how long you would want to do this. After about an hour, you can hear kind of a strange grinding noise coming from the Spaghetti-O monster, perhaps
Oh.
under the
Maybe
under
that's
the
not
sea.
good. We've probably caught enough fish by now.
Seems to be like trailing some black water behind him.
I'll duck down there and see what I can see while it's still light up.
It seems that like lots of little tears have appeared in the surface of its ring body, and there's like
Oh boy.
vapor clouds billowing. Vapor's not the right word, but it's sort of inky trails billowing out of those like cuts and cracks in the surface.
Alright, I will resurface and start asking the crew. Do we have a squid monster mechanic on board? I think we were having some engine trouble at the moment.
I think that would technically be the captain.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does track. Okay.
Not me.
Has the
though.
captain returned, by the way? It's been a while.
I don't think so.
Solero, go down to the captain's quarters and go check.
You should
Alright.
probably pull your net up.
Did we ever correct course back to where we were going?
Yeah, we're going exactly the right direction.
Does that sound right to Fimrin?
As best as Primrose knows, you're going the right direction.
Fair enough.
again.
We're going the right direction.
Are
Um,
we going east?
So you are. Did you?
Going west.
Did you have the guy set on the same course that he was set on, or did you guys have him set on a different
Well,
course?
I asked in the beginning
Yes.
of today
Yes.
if we were still going in the same direction we were supposed to be going.
And he said, "Yes, I'm going the exact same direction that I'm supposed to be."
No, I asked you.
I mean, Nine doesn't know.
Nine
What
knows
your
which
course
way
is.
east is.
Yes, but like, I guess Nine might just think that you just have to turn directly east, and that'll get you where you need to go.
I'm-
You have not gone on. You have not like dramatically changed direction. Would Pimrin have like Pimrin doesn't exactly have a like sea
I know how to steer a
chart.
boat. I don't have navigator's tools for it.
Right.
We are so far off.
Yeah, I don't know that any of
Real
you
life.
would.
I could roll survival, I guess, but like I don't have
Okay.
navigation tools
Right.
efficiencies.
You can, if you would like to roll survival to try to
Alright.
figure out where you want to go.
That is an 18.
All right, you can turn east.
You want to summon a professional navigator for us?
Wow.
And
Good.
charts.
And
Why don't we-
charts, yeah.
Try
It-
to abduct something that tells us exactly where we are.
The captain did say. Captain could have easily been lying. The captain said it would only take you 4 hours longer if you went this route compared to
It's true.
the straight route. So maybe going directly east isn't actually the direct way to go where you want to go. But you're going east.
Considering we don't know where we're going,
Yeah.
it would be hard for us to tell.
This is why we needed that captain around.
So Solir had gone below deck. I think there was no
Yeah,
captain
so,
there.
so there's actually, the captain's not there. He's going to grab a couple members of the crew and have
Okay.
them start scrubbing and cleaning his new quarters.
Okay. They seem actually, grateful for the change of pace, believe it or not. They don't seem to love the squid smell, but
That's what they're there to fix.
Yes.
they're scrubbing pretty happily. Oh shit, what are you doing?
Any of them seem okay with the squid smell. We interrogate
Hmm.
If they're sailor.
You can give me insight if you'd like to check.
That is a 17.
Alright, they don't seem utterly repulsed. That's what you can tell.
I'll keep an eye
None
on
of them
those
is
ones.
like, oh yeah, that's some good squid right there.
The only one that is Pimrin.
Probably.
Probably.
If you like squid, you're a squid.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
squid.
Now,
Pimmin was
Pimmin
the
is turning
squid.
into a crab, not a squid.
What if he turned into both?
The superior
A squid
life
with,
form
like-
has arrived.
Yes. A crab claw at the end of each tentacle.
The beak is also a crab claw.
Yes.
Why don't you summon us a map and a compass?
I mean,
I could, I guess. That's
Some-
true.
Yeah,
I don't know how
could.
to use those, but
Just summon somebody
Well,
who
yes,
knows
but-
how to do that.
But we don't know where we're going. What good is a map if we have
We
no
know
idea?
where we're.
You have no idea where the hell we're going.
Yes, I do.
You know where we're supposed to
this guy
land.
thinks the world's round too.
I was about to say, like, all the maps that I've seen have assumed that the world is round, and that's just not been my experience. So
How's a map gonna assume the world's round? It's a flat.
Yeah, you have
Some of them have little arrows.
back on itself, yeah.
Yeah, the map is only of one side. Don't worry about it. Summon a goddamn map and the compass.
Yeah, you can have them for a while if you want.
I'd rather not touch it.
Sounds like you have conflicting desires. Yes.
A friend here has a request for you. Actually.
Yes.
Map and a compass.
All right.
Map
And a
of
A map
person who
falls to
knows
the
how to
deck.
use them.
It is a map of a place you've never seen before. The compass falls to the deck. It seems like a perfectly usable compass.
a map of this planet.
The whole thing.
All right.
You know, as you would find in general places that hold maps on this planet.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Can you get a map of this sea and
An
the surrounding
ocean
areas?
chart.
Oh, yes. A map falls to the ground. It is a chart of the seas. It looks like it was probably written within the last 100 years or so.
That
Seems to be in
good
pretty
enough.
good condition.
So how do we know where we are on this chart?
I don't know.
Oh,
Can you tell us where on this map we are?
I don't usually
You
come
seem to
see-
be on the planet. You are still in the waking world.
We
I
started here
Yes?
in
Right.
this town, and we're
Yes.
trying to go up here.
Oh, that's quite a distance. Maybe. I don't know.
It is.
well, yeah,
I
but
don't
in
know
the
either.
meantime,
On the other hand, there's only a few there. That's like I can put my little tentacle down and bridge the gap. I guess it's not as far of a distance as I thought.
Yeah, when you look at it
Yeah,
that
the
way,
maps are
that's true.
funny like that.
Why are you not there yet? I did it.
well,
in
because we
just
were
that
going
time.
someplace else for a while.
Oh, yes, going a place other than where you're going certainly will stop you from
We're
going where
taking
you
the-
want to
The
go.
scenic route. You see.
Oh, yes.
It's all water.
But we don't know which sea.
Exactly.
It's
What?
the scenic route.
We were going essentially
a
northeast-ish,
essentially.
and they wanted us to go somewhere else. So as long as we're going east-ish, we're going in the right-ish direction. Unless we've gone way the hell past our destination already.
You can put the letters SEA in both sea and east.
He's right.
I am learning how mortals spell things. It is quite a delightful study.
Why are you still here?
Goodbye.
Like, catch me
Simon, a stupid navigator. What's wrong with you?
Navigator
yeah,
won't
okay.
have any idea.
Yes!
We're looking for a stupid navigator.
That won't be difficult.
Okay, perfect.
Get us a smart one instead.
He already vanished, and there's already a guy falling from the sky and thudding onto
I
it.
go to catch him, but I'm
Thankfully,
3 feet
this
tall
guy
and-
didn't fall into the water behind the ship.
That's
He
good.
seems to be getting better at actually dropping things, like
Well, the ship
matching
is-
your
Thankfully,
velocity.
he didn't drop the net over the ship.
Yes,
Yeah. The ship is getting slower and grinding.
It is, yes.
Yeah, you really should pull that up.
this is a half-orc guy in his pajamas.
Howdy.
He seems to have been in the middle of shaving.
Are you stupid?
I think I'm dreaming.
Oh.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why are you like?
Let's go along with it easier, but
So,
it's a dream.
we need to get from where
Is
we
this
are
a flying
here.
dream?
Okay.
It's not a
Focus.
dream.
We need to get from here, where we are on the ship, to wherever he points to on the map.
I hate work dreams. I hate them so much. I hate them more than anything.
You showed up to work in your pajamas. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
We'll dream pay you, don't worry.
This is a nightmare. This isn't a flying dream. No.
You should have your pants on.
That is a plus.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
It's not that dream.
There's a giant spaghetti-o made out of sacrificed bodies pushing the boat that's slowly falling apart.
It's one of those dreams.
Okay. But we need to get from here.
I can't work under pressure.
Well, there's no pressure. We just need
There's
to get from
pressure.
here to wherever it is that he points to on the map, because he thinks he knows where we're going,
I
Oh
do
yeah.
even though he's never been there before.
know, but I've seen a map.
Oh, this is one
Yeah,
of
it's
those.
right in front of
This is
you.
one of those dreams where we crash on a rocky shoal, and I have to choose who to eat first. But then I'm the one who gets eaten first.
I see. Usually,
Don't worry about it. We
I
got the food
wake up
covered.
when we crash on the rocky shoal. In my dreams.
Can't you just tell him it's not a dream?
I have been.
So if we're no.
He really did get a stupid one.
Oh, we're not. It's not gonna happen this time. We're gonna go this way, and we're gonna go this way. We're not gonna crash. No, we're not gonna crash.
See, perfect. We're not gonna crash.
We're gonna get there.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
The guy with the red turban, he's the captain. So we just
And you
Work with
navigate
him.
for his.
All right.
and if you need to know where we're going, he's the one to talk to. 'Cause
He sort of waltzes
And
on up to the captain.
we're the shadow captains, by the way.
Oh, shadow captain.
no, we're the
That's
owners.
true.
We're the owners of the boat.
Same thing.
I don't like
Industry
shadow
terms.
captains. Shadow captains are always watching.
Yeah, we will be.
All right.
Ooh.
One moment. I think we gotta clear the cat box. How dare you be a living creature, cat?
How dare.
Look at him stare at you. Yeah, he's took the fattest shit. Take care of it. You do something about it.
Yes, Taylor's well trained. You didn't even have to say anything, Taylor. Running.
Cat just gave him a look and he was like, yes. Unpoop my poop house.
So when we're done with the boat, do we want to keep the boat or sell the boat?
We can always just get a new boat, right?
Yeah. I mean, the same way we got this one.
Maybe you can just summon this boat since we've been on it for so long.
We'll just sell it to the captain.
He's very familiar with
Sell
it.
it back to the captain.
We need
He
to
promised to pay you, but coincidentally, your boat is worth exactly this much to us, so you can have it back as payment. Great.
We need to make the whole crew come get us at
Well, we don't
first
have a
sight of Captain.
contract with the captain, and that contract was with the old captain.
The squid.
Yeah. We got a new captain,
We do have a new captain.
but we don't have a contract with. But I don't
That's
think
true.
he can pay much. He doesn't look like a very wealthy guy.
He doesn't.
Have replenished your toilet, Cat. I hope you're happy.
Replenishing the toilet is what he does.
The cat appears pleased.
So the captain.
The captain.
Hi, kitty.
The captain, right here.
The person that you just abducted, he goes and he talks with the captain, and the captain adjusts his course by a large number of degrees. And the guy comes back and he says, "If we as this is a dream, I'm not terribly surprised to see the sails are not employed at all."
No, we don't need those.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So we shall, at our current pace, I don't have any tools. I don't know. We're gonna get there at some point, I guess.
There's a tool on
Yes.
it with the map.
Yeah, that's a compass.
This guy needs tools.
That tells you where, east is.
What kind of tools do you need?
He describes his navigational tools.
Navigator's tools.
Well, blue.
All right, I will get his navigator's tools.
Excellent.
And his navigator's tools appear. Says, yeah, should take us a good. Goodness, we are going fast.
Mm-hmm.
Between 20 and
Suspiciously
25
fast.
hours, I suppose.
Okay, perfect.
That's long enough for the captain to come back for sure.
Captain's dead.
I thought the captain was dead
What if
too.
we went
Yeah.
to Candy Mountain?
Well, no, our
I'd
current
really rather
captain
go
is
that.
alive,
Yeah,
so-
Captain set course for Candy Mountain.
You're the
I
navigator.
don't know where that is.
What the hell is Candy Mountain?
How are you gonna sail to a mountain?
It's a magical place where everything's made of candy. This is a dream and I can do whatever I want.
It's not a dream.
He he draws some mountains in the middle of the sea, and he says, "Captain, we're
I'm gonna
gonna
punch
go.
him in the back of the head.
Please make me an attack roll at advantage."
18.
Yeah.
Nap time.
He thumps to the ground and starts dreaming, I suppose.
He's gonna realize his mistake real quick.
Still in a dream. He's got one of those multi-layered dreams.
He has become
going on.
inceptioned.
Yeah.
Throw him somewhere.
Had he already set in the correct course?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so we don't need him anymore.
We're not.
So
Did
we're
you
not
pull
going
on
to
the damn
Candy
thing
Mountain,
yet?
says the captain.
There isn't a
No,
candy.
not
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's
We
stupid.
probably have enough now.
Well,
I mean,
I assume
it's
it was
literally
because
what we
you told
ordered.
him he was in a dream.
I told him he wasn't. That guy kept saying he was in a dream.
Yeah, I can't keep track of who's telling people they're dreaming. Next thing I know, you're going to be telling me I'm dreaming.
All right, are you dreaming?
You might
He's
be.
not dreaming.
How do
He
you
gets
know
a
you're
sense
not?
of
We
existential
Could be
dread
in
on his
somebody's
face.
dream.
We could be.
We've been in dreams before.
Yeah.
Do you see an ostrich?
No.
Not
An
a dream.
ostrich.
Last time I saw an
Well,
ostrich, it
no,
was
but we
not
got
a
a
dream.
bell that turns into somebody that brings us anything we want. That seems kind of dreamy.
Sounds like magic to me. Sounds pretty similar to the sort of stuff the captain does.
I'm just staring at the gun, having my own existential crisis. It's not a dream because they don't have a.
If
There's
it was
no way
a
to tell
dream,
anymore.
I could summon a fish just by casting a spell like this. It's gonna sound pathetic.
The captain may be convinced he is in a dream at this point.
Oh look, a golden sparkly fish.
Yeah, how about that?
How about that?
Maybe magic isn't real.
How about the fish in the net there, Pimmer?
Oh, good point. Yeah, we should pull it up.
It is quite heavy and will probably take.
Couldn't you
All
have
of
it
the crew to do
abducted
it?
from the water onto the?
Yes.
Just pull in the net. Also, we have a whole crew doing nothing. Just pull it in.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they're
we're
not
gonna.
doing nothing. Some of them are cleaning my corner.
Most of them are just cleaning at this point because there's really not much else for them
We
to
gotta,
do.
we gotta pull in this net if we want dinner. Let's get to it.
They get the net up pretty quickly.
Excellent.
There's lots of pretty weird looking fish there. Couple
Perfect.
dolphins. That's unfortunate.
They're probably tasty.
Yeah,
Pepper
they're made of
will
meat.
make a feast for
There's a
everybody.
human skeleton. Looks like it's pretty weird. All the bones are just kind of like
Together.
connected to each other somehow.
That's especially weird because it wasn't at the bottom.
No, it wasn't.
Hey, can you fry up a slab of dolphin for me? That sounds good.
Yeah, I will cook everything we caught. Yeah, don't you worry.
Chirp,
We
chirp, says
can't-
the dolphin,
We-
sadly.
Yeah.
Shut up, rapist. Never trust
You're
a
probably
dolphin.
right.
You're probably right.
Nine has bad memories associated with dolphins.
Nine has a lot of bad memories.
He went to SeaWorld once. It just
I think
didn't
Nine
work
just
out.
hates everything. Bad memories
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I figured.
it's a class ability.
9 hates everything that breathes, and dolphins breathe.
They do, yeah, unfortunately for
I
them.
hate things that don't breathe. You know how many doors I've taken out?
It's true.
We can tie the skeleton to the front of the boat because we don't have one of them, fancy.
Right, yeah, as a warning to
The
others.
skeleton seems to clickety clack in a way that doesn't entirely correspond to the motion of the ship.
Is that I'm gonna use divine sense to tell if it's
This is an
undead.
undead.
I'm gonna kill it. Immediately, just start stomping its skull in.
You stomp its skull, and all the bones fall apart.
Dude, we were going to tie it to the front of the boat.
That thing was.
Why do you have to wreck everything?
That thing was going to attack us.
He just hates everything. You gotta
There
get
are
used to
no
it.
other undead among the fish.
That's good. Are
You could
there
have stomped a fish.
celestial or fiend?
There is one celestial. It looks like a perfectly ordinary carp. On the other hand, carp don't live in these waters, so maybe that tracks.
I'm gonna throw that one back.
You throw it back.
Oh god. That's our food tonight, Nine.
You
Yeah,
feel
but-
slightly better about yourself
We
for
only have
some
one
reason.
of those.
Listen, that thing was the same species as horse.
It was a fish. What
I
are you
know.
talking about?
You can make a nice bone broth.
It's
So does
not
that mean we can
cannibalism
eat
if you're a
horse?
dwarf.
What's up?
Yeah, it
Does that
is.
mean we can eat horse? If it's the same species as
I
the
only
carp.
cook seafood. You need to
Horse
find
is
it in
not
the
a
chat.
carp. It's not
The carp was horse.
Nay, says horse.
We all turned to horse, just a fish head. Like.
There are no fiends among the fish. Another sentence I didn't think I was going to say today.
Really? That seems like on. I
I think that's
they-
way too mundane for our game.
Yeah, you had to look up languages to go. Oh, one might actually exist that have.
I'm not entirely sure on that one at this point.
Yeah, it seems more like it'd be the mind flayer language, just because tentacles.
Tentacles.
That one doesn't get written down though.
No,
Hmm.
I mean, why would they? They communicate telepathically like a bunch of
That's a very
assholes.
good deep speech. I mean, it is called deep speech.
Yeah, I think somebody, like, the elves wrote it down at one point, but like it's not like natively written down for any reason.
Yeah, it has no script. It
Yeah.
probably drives you insane if you read it.
That makes sense.
So the text for the deep speech on this site. This will be real quick, I promise. The deep speech was the language for the mind flayers, onlookers, and likewise.
Is this just poorly translated
I think
multiple
so.
times? Like,
It was the 5e languages, no bold this time, for the variations and an outsider type of correspondence to the individuals who are beginning in the far domain. It didn't have a particular content until the humans written in Esperar content. So this Esperar was acted like the D&D profound discourse interpreter.
I'm pretty
You
sure.
know what?
Alphabet,
Is it-
gnomish pictograph,
Is it basic in our crusade though?
usage, racial.
I mean, shove nigger off.
Yeah, we don't talk about Lovecraft languages.
Oh boy.
That,
I assume that crusade was just the mistranslation of adventure.
That's perfect, honestly.
Which I guess when you go back to like the linguistic roots, that's a little uncomfortably close. Adventure used to mean looking for wealth. So you have lots of mundane fish at this point.
Sweet, I start making a feast.
You make a glorious feast, and the crew's spirits are perhaps better than they've been in months.
Reward them with booze as well for helping with the net.
Can you turn fish into booze, Pip?
I cannot, unfortunately. We could just get some though.
Well, I know, but I was just wondering if there was
I
any
would
sort of booze made out of fish.
Fish isn't that
Put the
good.
fish in the booze and kind of soak it up a little bit.
I mean, I've heard of things being like aged in fish platters and things, but nothing made from the fish, I don't think.
Could always
But I
invent it.
might be onto something, putting the fish in the booze. Letting the fish soak the booze up.
I have to imagine that the soldiers tried that back at the orphanage with their infinite supply of both.
Fish and booze, it kind of just works out.
Like, we don't have any water because we're too lazy to get water because of all the booze we keep drinking. What if we made fish soup with booze? Yeah, let's not do that again.
And that almost drove Agoras more insane.
I can't believe it didn't occur to Solaire to take the booze from the orphanage and use that to supply the tavern.
Wow, it didn't occur to anybody.
No, it was just our meme.
Meanwhile,
Booze
bottles.
we set up an orphan as a brewer.
Yeah, exactly.
You're all
Economic.
dumb.
Life skills for the Agoras, of course.
Learn
Cooking
it.
bread, brewing.
It's the basics. You can take the same grain and do both with both.
Yeah.
You just gotta figure out where you're getting the grain from.
Liquid bread.
Distributing Goras's connection, special drugs, other life skills.
Yes. That all the children need to learn.
Some of them learn not to eat mushroom soup.
Well, very small amount because you have a Venn diagram of children who eat the mushroom soup and children who continue to live. It's a pretty small overlap.
And then there's another circle that shouldn't have learned their lesson.
Yes. At this point,
Orphans are dumb and easy to kill.
that is very true.
Aw.
It's unfortunate, but it is a fact of life in Kiriak.
And it's kind of amazing their parents died first.
Well, if you knew the circumstances, you wouldn't be so surprised. I don't know what they are. I'm just proclaiming that.
We can murder gods and you're complaining that you're too good at killing orphans?
You suggesting I was a direct cause of their deaths?
Yes.
It's terrible.
You did literally feed them poison.
The only orphans that have been successful are the ones that ran away.
Asha meets and marries Wrath. Suddenly the orphanage business is booming. Well, so many local parents are dying for some reason. Weird.
Yeah, but the orphan business is also diminishing because she keeps stealing them all and killing them.
Ashi probably just gave drugs to all the parents, and then they died.
Maybe you
Completely
should
unrelated
summon
reasons.
the original batch of orphans. They became successful pirates. They know how to operate a ship.
You could.
It's like that guy that ate an entire plane piece by piece and then died at 50 of natural causes.
There you go.
Do you want your orphan pirates?
I think that would just add another layer of problems.
I'd rather not
We'd have
have to
another
kill a bunch
mutiny.
of completely justified children.
You
They
don't
wouldn't
have
be
to kill them.
compliant.
Well, I don't want them climbing all over me and trying to bite me or whatever the fuck it is orphans do.
Is that what they do?
They are kind of wily.
Is that what Dragonborn orphans do?
Probably.
A little.
Eh.
I mean, that's just what Dragonborn kids do. We have very accelerated puberty.
and very sharp teeth, which probably grow in pretty fast after you break
And yet
them
his
biting
tail
things, so
still
you really
doesn't
don't lose your
appear.
lesson. Lose
Maybe
your
one
lesson?
of the
Learn your
other
lesson.
Dragonborn orphans bit it off.
Well, yeah, but we've been around him long enough now. It should have regenerated, right?
So after a certain number of hours, your navigator is going to wake back up,
Good morning.
very confused.
It is 10 p.m.
Oh, it's this dream again.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
still not a dream. How's your head?
It hurts so much. I think I broke my nose. I don't remember if this was that dream or this one. Why does it hurt
no,
so
that was
much?
the other dream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can't keep them straight anymore.
Daniel, just tell him it's not a dream.
I keep telling him it's
He
not
doesn't
a
believe
dream.
you. He believes him.
I'm the one who punched him in the back of the head.
That's why he
He
doesn't
has
believe
nothing
you.
but a reason to believe me. Cause I'll do it again.
There's gotta be a way out.
Yeah, get us
The
from
dreams
here
won't
to
end.
here.
As soon as you
Yeah, I
get,
think you're still going.
yeah, once we get to there, then you can go do whatever.
By this
Literally
point,
we can't unabduct him.
the
He's stuck.
thing propelling the
say I
ship
sent
is
it
about
back.
half of what its original top speed was.
We still
It'll
have
take a lot
sails.
longer now, but yeah, you're still getting there.
That's fair.
You know, I've heard of people who live within dreams, sometimes for years at a time. I've even heard of some people long ago who went into the dreams and never came back. I never thought it would happen to me. I
Did
guess
they
this is
smell
my
like
lesson.
squids?
I don't think that was ever part of anything I heard.
Would you describe them as ants?
I suppose from a sort of cosmic point of view, we're all ants, aren't we?
Yeah, ants and
Just being
Some
stepped
sort of-
on by the powers that be.
some sort of structure has many twists and turns that we have no control over.
Like an ant hill?
Yeah, like one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose we're just like little ants in a hill in the
Little ants
ocean.
In the hill, in the ocean.
Did I make this man smarter by punching with a
You
bat?
may have. You may have rearranged his brains a little bit.
He has one of those smart concussions.
See if he can read the book now.
He is now an aberrant mind sorcerer.
Well, he might be able to read the book.
Oh yeah, have you taken a look at our good book?
That boy ain't quite right. He's got a
That's
aberrant mind.
Those are certainly letters.
Yeah, they are letters. I can't figure out what the letters are supposed to say though.
I think
That's
those
someone who can
are
read the book.
those Nomi letters.
Well, they're dwarvish.
Oh, Dwarvish letters. Yeah, I can't read those.
Yeah.
They look pretty nasty.
I can
though.
read all the letters. Maybe it's some kind of code.
Then I've always had trouble reading stuff in
Abduct
dreams.
someone who can read the book.
I'm gonna start writing down the first letter of every sentence in this book.
Okay.
He's gonna crack it.
Kevin's gonna do just all sorts of
Are you doing
ridiculous
that in the
things.
book or on another piece of paper you would have from somewhere?
Don't write in the magical book.
Right in the magical book. Ruin it.
Uh,
Curse yourself.
Hi, I write in the book.
Correct.
I don't write in the book, I guess.
Hmm.
And if you want ink, there's some flooring out of the fucking spaghetti.
So how long have you all lived in the dreams?
We visit.
I've been
sometimes.
living the dream for a long time. I've been just traveling the world, fishing, writing a book, you know.
That does sound pretty dreamy. Sounds a lot better than my dream.
Yeah.
Since when are you writing a fucking book?
Well, I'm trying to make the best dish known to anyone. I've got to write that down in a cookbook.
Maybe you wrote this book in the future, and that's why you can't read it, because it hasn't been written yet, because you wrote it in the future.
That would be weird.
It does have a lot of pictures of fish in it, which is
It
what you might
does.
expect from a fish cookbook.
Maybe these squid people are the key to the best seafood dish.
Sure, eat one.
I think we need to go see that squid.
No.
Okay.
Well, that's gonna be hard now because we don't know where that is.
Well, it's on the map, right?
I know where it was, says the captain.
Don't worry about it. I don't think that squid has anything to do with the dreaming squids. By merit of the fact
Well,
that the captain, the old
we
captain,
could probably
was
visit.
friends with the dreaming squids but hates the real squid.
I'm gonna take a swim, says the navigator, and
We
jumps
just
up the
grab
side
him
of
by
the
it.
We could probably just go to that island now because they were only mad at the captain.
Why do we want to go to the island?
That's a good point.
It's
Take
a
the
waste
treasure.
of time.
I mean,
We
don't
can
have
just
to.
summon treasure.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
Not on the boat.
We don't need the treasure.
It'll slow it down, remember.
True, but can we just like make a query, like figure out like if you can find a certain thing before you actually take it, or do you have to take it every time?
That's a very good question. I've never asked myself that before.
You just take shit.
Is it possible to
think-
find somebody who can read
I
this
think
stupid
I
book?
have to. Yes.
Yes, I would like it. Something
No.
terrifying.
I don't know why it feels so difficult, but it feels like it would be very difficult, despite there being quite a lot of people who could read the book. I don't know what it is that makes them able to read the book. I thought that having eyes lets you read things, but I can't read it.
Neither can I.
I've got a lot of eyes.
I think it's a code though. I just need to crack it.
Maybe you need a spy.
You need to crack it.
You need to crack in the code.
Can I go home?
Anyways,
I don't care if it's difficult. Find us somebody that can
there's
read
this
the book.
horseshoe-shaped island a few hours out of the way.
The captain knows.
The captain knows. There's this horseshoe-shaped island. There's a big squid in it, and it's guarding some treasure. We were wondering if you could just take that treasure.
A squid guarding treasure, that is fairly specific. I have the feeling that when I set my eyes on a target, to use a sort of mortal expression, I'm learning a lot of those. They're so useful. You don't have to be so literal. It's so nice.
You're becoming more and more mortal every day.
I don't think I am. No, I think that I am remaining quite incorporeal and not
Well, you were
not coming
pretty.
very close to being born in the slightest.
You were pretty corporeal recently, actually.
That was very temporary.
It was temporary, but
I do not know that if I can do more than sneak a quick look before dedicating myself to that action.
well, if we could just filter things down a little bit. In that pile of treasure, wherever it is, instead of taking everything, can you just take the things that seem small enough that they wouldn't slow this boat down and also appear to be very magical?
I find it quite difficult to abduct magical things. They're very heavy in a way that I can't really explain. But I can try.
That's fair.
No. Oh.
Don't strain yourself.
We can just wait till we get on land.
That's true.
Oh, there's something. A wand falls to the deck.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He brought us a stick.
Grab the wand.
It seems to be carved out of coral.
Magical girl transformation.
Still with dirty hair.
Perfect.
I did not need to see him naked during that.
Everybody is forced to stay in an awkward silence.
That's a weird wand.
Yes, I don't. I'm afraid I don't know anything about it.
I don't
I
know.
would be happy to study it, but that might take some time. And by take some time, I don't really know. That is one of those expressions you
Now,
mortals use.
when you say take time,
Yes.
can you like abduct time?
Can we not?
I feel like it.
That would be
There,
useful.
It
We're gonna rip a hole in the
I have a strange sensation that should be possible, though I'm not sure how.
And could we store it?
And could we store it? Yeah, in a bottle or something? Like,
And then when we needed more time for something, we could just open a bottle.
Perhaps there is some dark and secret wisdom to these colloquialisms of you mortals, after all. But I'm afraid they are beyond me at this moment.
Yeah, can you summon us a scroll of identify and a scroll of comprehend languages?
What do you mean? A scroll of identify and a scroll of comprehend languages.
Have you never seen a spell scroll before? You read it,
No.
cast a spell.
Oh, that sounds quite useful.
Yeah, they have those.
Yes, we don't really use those in the dreaming. We like bells mostly. we like implements which resonate throughout the many planes.
How about a helm of comprehend languages?
Wait, do we still have the fish in our ears?
Yes.
Do it still work?
Yes.
It's written in a language.
They're
It's
grubs.
written in letters that we know. So if somebody read it phonetically, then somebody with the thing in their ear would be able to understand it.
Please don't
Yes.
read the evil magic book aloud.
Gosh, yeah, you're
I
a
don't think you can.
genius.
Can you read them phonetically out loud?
I can't.
I
Somebody
can.
could.
Open the book. I'm gonna
Stop.
start reading.
Here we go.
Okay.
I will fly up over Nine's head and continue reading.
All right.
You do it.
You hear the eldritch
Children.
words of the tome being spoken, detailing the contract that was signed many, many new moons ago between Captain's name that I'm not going to bother making up. Teresa, that's her name.
Does Aquan sound phonetically like when everyone was just talking squid?
Pimrin was just making squid noises,
Okay.
so we're going to high or low that. High or low?
Low.
Hi.
What was that?
50.
65.
50.
It sounds moderately. Oh, sorry, 56. It sounds, yeah, moderately bloopy.
It is supposed to sound guttural.
It's
So-
like lots of, like. I don't know. Maybe the creatures who natively speak this can like manifest little, like, air bubbles through their gill tissue and then plorp it out.
Well, it's gonna be a fairly long trip, so how about y'all work on translating this this book?
The creature that, the entity I should say, that the contract was made with, the name immediately disappears from your mind after it's been spoken, even if you could comprehend what it was. You are aware that you heard the name of this creature, and as you're hearing the individual syllables, you're like, yes, there it is, and then there's the next bit, and then as soon as the last bit is pronounced, it just leaves your mind.
That's a slippery idea.
Yeah.
That happens to me when people are
So,
talking
so what's
to
it
me.
say?
I've been reading it this whole time. Have you not been listening?
Have you taken the babbly thing out of your ear?
No, I've been downstairs.
You,
You hear like,
Well, it says.
you
Looks
read
up-
it, you write it down,
Uh,
then we'll have a copy.
when you're waiting for everybody to hit A to finish the cutscene.
So what was that cutscene about? Man, it was a good cutscene.
You could have just watched it, asshole.
And that's the bit that Pimri relates to, that there was a contract between the captain, Teresa, that's her name,
Yeah, however I wrote that down.
and the entity.
Should have been Captain Squidward.
And
There-
it doesn't seem to be a cookbook, unfortunately.
This is a book that
So
when
what are all the
you
pictures for?
use its magics, it sends you Squidward, because it sends you in the direction of this.
What is the page?
Get out! The window,
All
right
the
now.
pages with the pictures.
The page with the squid. What's that one say?
If you flip to the page of the squid, it will
This is a squid.
it will describe to you the habitats of the incubators, who are a lovely race of little sort of parasites that live in the dreaming, that are sometimes infested by consciousnesses from other planes that sort of meld together to create a little baby neverborn. And also, if a mortal eats one, they turn into one. They are often used in rituals by cultists of this entity to create lots of little squid minions for themselves.
Well, this sounds like it. This is the final ingredient in my final greatest
And also,
meal.
you can like
No,
change
don't.
places with one of them if you've branded it beforehand.
It'll be the last meal you've ever eaten, and the best one. And you can only eat it once. It's a truly artistic experience.
Turning
Well, there
people
you go.
into the
So it is a
ingredients
cookbook.
that you need to feed them.
I guess it is a cookbook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, there we go.
Unrelated, I just found out there's a language called Ice Toad, and its typical speakers are ice toads.
That tracks.
Why can they talk?
Why wouldn't they?
Have you never asked the ice toads why they can talk? They're very polite creatures. Maybe, I don't know what ice toads
Sounds like a
are.
really rude question.
Well, you never have to ask the question because by the time you've learned Ice Toad, you already know the question, so you don't need to ask them.
Because you likely are nice to it yourself at that
Indeed.
point.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Well,
It is 9:10. We'll, I think, end there for tonight.
What the fuck is a twin collie?
It's you have one collie and you have the collie's twin. It's
What the hell
it's
is
just
what
like the
end?
first one.